It's another exciting edition of Talkertainment. As usual, I am your host, Elsie. Our guest for today is a diplomat. She loves everything Ghanaian, everything music, everything culture, everything arts. Yes, don't forget, her job here in Ghana is also to promote French culture among citizens. And that is exactly what we're about to find out, as well as more and more and more in the world of entertainment. I'll introduce my guest to you shortly after this break. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that quick break. Like I said earlier, we have here a diplomat who I usually describe her as someone for the people. She's liberal, she's down to earth. That's how I describe her. So, Her Excellency Anne Sophie is here with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for having us at your beautiful residence.
Thank you. Welcome. Akwaba.
Oh! And what else do you know in Ghanaian language aside Akwaba?
Mani Ajay, Semewo, Ghana Web.
Okay, that's a nice try. That's a nice.
For having me.
That's Chi.
That's true.
Aside Chi, which other language?
Oh, I'm already struggling with tree. But sometimes I try, because I've come to realize that you come to Ghana, so people tell you, one of the main languages is tree, so you try and learn tree, and then you go to Jamestown. It's not very far from here, right? And then people speak Ga.
Yeah.
So you go to Ho or the Volta region.
Yeah.
People speak Ewe.
Ewe.
And then you go up in the north, and people speak Hausa.
Yeah, Dagbani,
And you go, really? How can they actually communicate?
So many languages.
So many languages. It's so I'm trying to learn a bit of Twi. But it would take me probably another 20 years posting to manage to just sort of butcher other Ghanaian languages.
Let's come to music. What were some of the sounds or Ghanaian music you heard even before coming here to Ghana?
Let me be very honest. France has very, very close links to Francophone Africa. Yeah. So the musicians that we know in France usually are from Francophone Africa. So we know this kind of music, which is exotic and some rhythms, reggae and this kind of stuff. But the language is French. So it's easy for us to relate. And Ghanaian music is very diverse. I mean, it's not just high life, it's hip hop, high life, dance hall, reggae. You guys can do absolutely everything. Afrobeat. And it's probably because of historical links. The bridge goes to the UK and the US, but really passes above France. So and when I arrived here, I discovered this music, and I thought it was American. I thought it was American artists because the quality of the music, the quality of arrangement, the quality of the sounds was so professional. When you don't really pay attention to the language that is spoken, I thought it was American. And even when you listen to American rappers, they've got their own language, so eventually you're not even sure it's English. I thought it was American music. So then I got to adapt and meet with some artists, and I was like, but you are actually Ghanaian. I mean, what you produce, you mean you didn't record in America? It's actually Ghanaian. Yeah. And I got to I did my homework going through the several amazing artists that you have in Ghana, and I'm just blown away by the quality of what they do. And the UK US have spotted them immediately. Quite a few artists are doing collabs in the UK US, and then they're shutting down some huge
arenas.
In the arenas. It's just very impressive. So I thought, hey, this quality of music, this professionalism, this creativity, and the youth sometimes of those artists, that tells some things about Ghana. And this somehow is a brand ambassador for Ghana. And I've got to work on that, to put Ghana on the map for France, and also use some French artists to be more known in Ghana, because you don't know many French artists, do you? And sometimes the one you will quote are actually Belgian, which is great. We like to call them French, but they're Belgian, and they sing in French. But so it's reciprocal. You don't know really French music that well. Some of it sometimes, or some songs, or some artists you don't really know, like David Guetta. No, not many people know he's actually completely French.
Yeah.
They think so. You see, when you reach a certain level of quality, you are labeled American.
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you are completely French or completely Ghanaian. So I think it's important to use that, this quality production of music, songs, sounds, the professionalism, to show and say something about Ghana and share, because that is something that speaks people's hearts. So back to the language you speak fluently, the hearts of people's language. Then music is certainly one language that we can speak to each other.
Exactly. So, like, what artists would you look at if there's an opportunity to kind of like have a collaboration with French artists?
Oh, we've done that already. Oh, we have. We have brought 6 artists of Ghana to France to do collabs with French artists.
Who are those?
So I think it began with Kwabna.
Okay.
Who's done like 3 or 4 songs
already.
Oh
wow.
Then Gasmila, Fameye, Becca.
Wow.
Stoneboy.
Okay.
And Sarkodie.
Okay.
So it could have been many others, and actually Aqua Boa just did one with the same French artist as well, no later than yesterday. But those 6 had done that during the summer last year. And so to present what they had done, we had a concert, Paris and Accra in December here, and we'll have a return leg for some of them in Paris in April.
Oh, wow.
So yes, of course.
That's great.
And I hope that they will seize the opportunity when they are in France. And when they went to France to record with Passy and Orti, they also met with other French artists, and they took the opportunity to show what they were doing on French radio, and to catch attention of French artists who will want to do collabs. So more French artists do more collaborations with more Ghanaian artists. But for some bizarre reasons, in the past year, many French artists have gone to France. Ghanaian artists have come to France to visit and make connections. And I know King Promise is going to perform in Paris on the 30th of April. And there's now the Ghana Music Awards that happened in Toulouse. So that is putting Ghanaian artists in France. So I just sort of opened the way a bit. And then they're very professional. They know that the moment you just open the door like this, they will just
take advantage.
Take advantage and make lots of connections. And French artists certainly have interest in Ghanaian artists. I tried to contact Metro Gims, who's not really French actually, but he sings in French. We like to think of him as French, but he's Congolese. We contacted him to offer him to do collabs, and he said, but I really want to come and perform in Ghana. And we have this amazing Ghanaian-born artist called Sephaz, who was adopted by French parents at the age of 8, who has done his life in France. He's now 20-something, and he is a star in France, sings in French, and he even was a finalist to represent France at the Eurovision song contest. So I know that very shortly he will come back to Ghana, back to the roots. He has not been back to Ghana ever since he was adopted. He's from Navrongo. So you see, we're certainly opening like a big channel between France and Ghana in the area of music, because that's a language we both love, understand, and I'm sure there's a lot to be done in that respect. Plus, if our French artists sing in French, that brings a bit of the French language here.
Yeah. So, with that being said, what's the difference, like the main difference between the Ghanaian music industry and the French music industry?
Well, it's very different in terms of sound, of course. We also have rappers, but the rap is different. French rap is different. We don't have so much high life and the rhythms. We have much more variety and radio commercial kind of things, but we've also got quite a diverse production. But in terms of industry, if we go beyond the actual production, this is an industry that is very strongly supported by the French government, not being funded by the government, but there is a legal frame that really helps the French artists to thrive. Every little community, we don't really have villages, but small town, has a community center where people can learn how to sing, practice music. We have music academies everywhere. So if you have just a bit of a hint of a talent, you get a chance to practice and see where it goes. Then you have access to studios to record your first record. Then you have some contests. Then you have many opportunities to try and show what you can do. And then if you really are good and someone notices you, then you can record a record. We are protecting French music in a way that radios and TVs have a compulsory percentage of French productions or Francophone productions to display. So you can display as much music in your program on the radio as much as you want, provided you have 30% of Francophone music. That is to help the French music and the Francophone music to have a platform, but also to ensure that this traditional kind of language singing in French is not getting lost under the huge wave of American music that is of course easier, more international. With
what you have said, I think it means French in terms of advantages, they have got a lot of advantages as compared to the Ghanaian entertainment industry.
Yeah, but it didn't work. It didn't come overnight. You see, they had some artist unions who have advocated for that. Then we also have a very strong royalty institution that collects the money from everyone who displays music and pays the artists. And this is called SSM. It's the equivalent of GAMRO, but it's hugely efficient.
Speaking of GAMRO, what's your view on all that has happened so far? I'm sure you might have heard artists.
Yeah, people are. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah. You see, I haven't dug into this thing. I can only observe that if you take someone like Chatawale or all those artists, Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, and even those who have one huge hit, like Kelvin Boy was Down Flat, or I know I'm not listing them all, so I will have to apologize.
You've heard Down Flat, oh.
Of course, I'm trying to.
She's modern.
I'm trying to learn the choreography.
Yeah. We'll do that. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, we won't. I haven't rehearsed yet. So. Such a big hit, you see. If you register that song at the SSM and it is displayed in Europe, he will just have to sit there and wait for royalties to fall.
Yeah.
When you see the number of views on YouTube, the number of downloads on all the platforms, streams and everything, all of them should be billionaires.
Yeah.
So I'm not criticizing anything. I'm just wondering how come are they not billionaires through just royalties, not concerts, not selling, just royalties, considering the magnitude of the what they are doing, of the success that they are putting out there. So there surely is something that could be adjusted and bettered and probably strengthened so that they actually can live from their art. And the way the French system works, of course, some singers with only one hit in their entire career still live on the royalties, and their children live on the royalties. So it's true that it's cash machine for people who do real big hits or whose albums are golden records. Or true, but even for small artists, if they produce one music, if they are composers for one big artist, every time it is displayed, every time it is replayed, every time it is adapted, there's something back for them. So it enables a lot of people to live, and not only the big arts whose face you have on the billboards, but also all the musicians behind, the composers, the people who do the arrangements, the people who write the lyrics, if they are not the same. So in France, this industry is helping many, many people to live, because you can only be an author and just write lyrics and still live on this.
Yeah, let's take a quick break here. I know this is getting more interesting, but when we come back, we have more for you. You are watching Talkertainment here on Ghana Web TV.
From the dawn of time, people have engaged in several businesses. With the onset of technology and innovation, life has relatively been made easier. By using debit or credit cards,
mobile banking.
Thank you. And your favorite, mobile money?
tech has indeed married business. On BizTech, we spend time with faces behind known and upcoming businesses in the country.
Learn more about the new technologies and innovation,
as well as find out about the trending issues in the world of business.
Join us as we serve you with a variety of compelling interviews, projects and others right here on Ghana Web TV.
Welcome back from the break. If you just joined us, you are watching Talkertainment on Ghana Web TV, and I'm here with the very beautiful Her Excellency Anne Sophie.
Yeah, people, aka Akosia.
But who gave you Akosia?
Some, you know, in Ghana, one of the first things people ask you is what day were you born.
Yeah.
So I said Sunday. So people say, okay, so you're Akosia.
Oh, okay.
So if I was Fanti, it would be Essie.
You know all that.
3 years and a half.
Oh
I've done a bit of my homework.
And when if you're an Elway, what would it be?
I don't know really. Tell me. Is there a name day as well for the airways?
I think it's the same, but we say Akosia.
Akosia.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't say Akosia, but the Elway say Akosia.
I
So
don't
it's
really hear the difference.
Yeah.
Akosia. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Akosia.
Yeah, so Akosia. So what are your experiences so far? What memorable Ghanaian culture gestures have you received so far during your stay here?
Well, I wanted from the very beginning when I arrived to go to as many places as possible, to have a broader vision of Ghana. So I went to the Volta region, where there is a village called Fume. Fume, near Vane.
Vane.
You probably know that in this area there's a large family whose name is Ave, which is also my last name. So I was quite curious to go and see and meet these people who have the same name as mine, and see if we could have any connections. And we're still digging to try and find if we do, but it was quite interesting because I've always wondered where my name came from, right? Ave means the bird in Spanish, but I'm not sure it comes from there. It means hi, hello, Ave Maria.
Yeah.
And then now I also know that means forest in a way.
Yeah.
So I can have a multi...
Ave.
Could be a multi origin, I don't know. So when I went to the Volta region, in this village, it was Easter ceremonies. And I had this very, very emotional moment when they played the French national anthem on the middle of the mountains. And that was so emotional. You don't expect that. Can you imagine? You're in a foreign country, in the surroundings that you completely discover, that is completely new to you, and people in your honor play the Ghanaian anthem. That is wow.
You feel a sense of welcoming.
It's more than that.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely, it's just undescribable. And that was my very first amazing encounter with Ghanaian culture. So they had a display of dances, traditional dances, and so I thought, wow. And I realized that all the dances meant something. It was actually telling a story.
So moving away from that, I see a touch of Ghana in most of your article of clothing, most of it. How do you select these outfits?
Oh, well, do you know, that tells a lot about the French fashion. People tend to think that the French elegance that we like to display is about French designers. But truth is that the way we French like to dress is a pick and mix of many international designers. So if you go to France, to the Champs-Élysées, to the Rue du Faubourg Saint-Honoré, to those streets where you have many, many shops of luxury fashion, but also if you go to shops that have more medium accessible fashion, the ones I go to be honest.
Are you sure those are the ones you go to?
Absolutely, absolutely. I can't afford the
Louis
luxury.
Vuitton.
No, I can't. Absolutely, no. And honestly, I'm just checking. No, I can't.
Oh, but that's where Ghanaian celebrities shop.
Yeah,
most of
when they
them
can afford it, why not? I mean, and I'm glad because it's French, so thank God some people can actually buy from them. But I can't afford it. So, but I love it. I think I once treated myself with a handbag that I had saved money for years before I could actually buy it.
From which store? Which of the stores?
From Louis Vuitton. So I'm very happy I've got one handbag or maybe two out of them. But you see, on a daily basis, you're gonna dress in Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
And so the French elegance and the French way of dressing is about picking and mixing things from different designers and trying to create a look that will suit you, considering your shape and that at my age I can't wear everything. There are stuff that, you know, too short dresses really not anymore. So of course, looking at the Ghanaian fashion, there are things that make me look good and that I feel comfortable in. So this is very French to picking and mixing, including African pattern, African design.
But do you have suppliers for your Ghanaian wear, or you buy them yourself when you go out?
Oh, I go out myself. I like to choose myself, you know. So, you know, I have to try things on. So either I have tailors who come here and they take measurements, or but they are always Ghanaian, or some shops like, of course, the brands like J. Garte or Christy Brown. But I like to go to the shops so I can try things on, because they may look beautiful on a beautiful model, but then when they're on me, it's not so good. So, okay, I go for something else. So, yeah, I love choosing myself.
In terms of fashion, what do you think the French will accept from Ghanaian fashion designers?
Well, first of all, you must take your Ghanaian designers to France to show what you can do. It's not wrapping people in a wax. It's well cut, well designed dresses or outfits that the French would love. Every time I had French visitors here, they go back with some Ghanaian designers' outfit because they think it's something you can actually wear in France. It's not exotic. It is the shape of it is something you can actually wear. And you see, especially business women or women who are working, usually it's very tough to find something that is both classical and serious and yet a bit of original.
Yeah.
We don't want to dress like suits and tie, really, like men. So we want to have something that looks serious but still has something
casual.
Yes. Yeah. So what I would immediately wear is a jacket like this, but the interior would be with an African print. Yeah. Or African design. So yeah, Sephaz, for instance, has put together a collection with the what do you call that? I can't remember. It's from Mali. I forgot what the pattern is. It's a specific pattern, and it's absolutely beautiful. Bogolan, of course. But you know, the shape of the jacket is just very European, very Western. But then in the inside, there's this little pattern or a detail that really makes a difference.
Finally, do you think we are promoting our African made in Ghana goods well enough?
Not enough. I think you're shy. I think you're a bit shy, and I think the first step is to be conscious that what you do, be it in music, in fashion, in arts, in paintings, in photography, it is worth being displayed in Europe. So that's the first step. Say, oh, is what I'm doing that good and good enough to be displayed in Europe? The answer is yes. The second thing is, how do I do it? And I think the only way is to join forces. What you do here, like Taste of Ghana in December, you must transport that in France and in Europe. But you also have to blend with, with other music. So I don't like the idea of like a ghetto where you put all that Ghana displays and then people come and just see like they're going to see what Ghana does. It's important to promote, use brand ambassadors. So have musical collaborations with people and people say, wow, and so they are Ghanaians and you didn't know. Like you didn't know that David Guetta was French. Having designers who will be on the runway of the Paris fashion show. And people say, wow, who's that young designer? Who are those beautiful things? Well, they're Ghanaian. So you see, just in every different areas where you have added value and amazing talents, you should just join forces, go several designers, several musicians, several painters, several photographers, and join forces to bear the cost of that promotion out there. But then I think it is worth it.
Okay, so we are going to, we put some questions here.
Oh dear.
These are fan questions. You're going to pick from it. And then...
And do I have a joker? Do I have a joker where I can say, oh, I don't want to reply to that one? Ghanaian festival. Oh, I think basically December is just one big festival. You've got Afrochella, you've got Rapperholic, you've got the one in the Shire Hills.
Yeah.
You've got there was
Winterland or Wonderland.
Yeah, Wonderland.
Wonderland.
You've got so many festivals, and I think I would say December.
Yeah.
I think you should call December one big festival, one big party in Ghana.
Yeah.
I think.
But were you at any of them?
Of course. I came back from France on the 25th.
Yeah.
And I dashed from the airport to be at Rapperholic.
Wow.
So, of course, I couldn't miss that. Then I was in Afrochella. I was in Taste of Ghana. I didn't do Wonderland. I could have done, but it was in Shire Hills.
Yeah.
And I was in Wonderland, yeah. So, no, I missed the BIM concert. But next year I make sure I won't. So next year I will have like a full schedule, and my December will be back-to-back chilling. Yeah, back-to-back all the concerts, and make sure that I can see all my wonderful artists on stage.
Yeah. Last one?
Oh, last one. Okay, so I don't know which was the one I'm missing. Top Ghanaian musicians. You have so many. I mean, this is terrible. You have so many. I mean, you know what? Look at my Boomplay playlist. These are the songs that I repeatedly listen to, and there's already lots of them. I've listed the 6 that have done collabs with France, so Sarkodie, Stoneboy, Kwabna, Famille, Gasmila, Becca. But you have Mona For Real, which is just amazing. Wow. Jackie as well. And as for the youngs, I mean, you have Kenyatta, you have Kwame Eugene, of course, you have Kiddy, you have Kwesi Arthur, you have Calvin Boy, of course, you have, I mean, I'm forgetting some. So, of course, you have King Promise, Mr. Drew, Darko Vibes, I mean, you name it. You have, it's just incredible. You turn here, you turn there, you've got just incredible musicians, and each of them have a hit. So, no, I couldn't list. I mean, it's just. And don't ask me to say which one is my favorite. I love them all. I'm
very certain you love them all. Before I let you go, you are, in as much as you are very loved by a lot of Ghanaians. Okay, I can also assume that in the same light, you have been receiving harsh comments here and there. How do you take that?
Actually, not.
Really?
If they do that behind my back. But I haven't. No, I haven't.
So you haven't heard any West rumor about yourself?
No.
So far?
No, it hasn't come to me. The only thing that sometimes I get is about the Francophone Africa and questions or concerns about how France behaves in Africa. And of course, it's never nice to hear these criticisms because they are usually groundless. But at the end of the day, it gives me the opportunity to set the record straight. Because if people think that, it's because the rumors actually they are circulating about the French and France as a country in Francophone Africa. And I use every opportunity to set the record straight. And people, when they know the truth and they start thinking, does it make sense? Is it just possible? Then they sometimes they apologize, sometimes they thank me because they just didn't know. So no, but about myself, no, never.
Mm-hmm. So the TikTok trend you've been following, I guess. Which of it is your favorite right now? You mentioned down flats when we were about stats.
Yeah, of course. I like Obia as well by Aquaboa.
So Obia.
Opia. Sorry,
okay.
Opia.
So
I like the latest that Amerado did with Kwame Eugene as well. Mutua.
Oh, yeah, I can see that you know a lot of these songs.
So
that's
yes.
really impressive.
Yeah,
really, really, really.
And I try to keep track of what's coming.
Because I'm sure that some Ghanaians do not know as much as you know in terms of music.
Well, I don't know. I love music, so now that I have, it's just like when you go to one festival, then what's great about Ghanaian artists is that the more famous one are dragging other ones, are doing featuring. So then that's how I actually knew Sarkodie, and then I heard Happy Day, and I saw Kwame Eugene, and then I thought, oh, who's that guy? So I did my research, and I saw that he had done featurings with other people. So, just dragging the whole thing, that's how you get to know more songs. And those you like, you go, oh, wow, this has to go on my playlist. And that's how eventually you know those songs.
Okay, but the down flats challenge, I want to teach you.
Oh, no. So you're just warming up there.
Yeah.
But get ready,
Okay, you do it like this. My head is beautiful. My head, I know. Wait till we.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, then we'll come. I walk up with myself, I can.
I think it was like this, and then you go like that.
Oh! Okay. I set
myself down flat. I told you.
Okay.
I tried.
Oh, that's really impressive.
I can see to try and learn.
So here's where we come to an end. Here's where we draw the curtains on this edition of Talkertainment. I hope you had fun on the set with one of my favorites.
Thank you.
Anne
Thank you very much.
Ave. We come your way same time. So till then, stay blessed and be safe. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.